Players and games. Okay, teams must field a minimum of 5 players. So if you show up for whatever reason to a game and you do not have all 8 players and you only have 7 or 6, well, let's just say, for instance, you have 5. You can still play your game. Now, if the other team feels so inclined, there are a couple of different ways that they can handle your 5-player game. Okay, and this is how they can do it. They can either acquiesce or decide to play 5-on-5 with you and freely substitute those 5 players that they're playing against your 5. That is the opposing coach's choice. It is not your choice as the coach with 5 players. You are now at the mercy of the opposing coach, or the opposing coach can literally stick to the sub rules and play 6 versus 5. So there are 2 ways to address that. Number 1, he sticks to the sub rules. He plays a 6 versus 5. You hold him to the sub rules, or he goes to 5-on-5 and he gets to freely substitute who those 5 guys are through the entirety of the game. Okay. Every team must consist of a minimum of 8 players. We do not allow teams, regardless of anything less than 8 players. Now, we did discuss earlier the situation with the Kinder 1 team in Marietta. We have several of them that only have 5 guys. We're going to try and build those teams up to 6 or 7, but there's no guarantee. They will be the only ones allowed to carry 5 players or less. The rest of you must carry 8 players at all times. And now you're going to ask, well, what if one of my players drops out during the season and I go from 8 to 7. Well, you need to report that immediately so that the league is aware. That gives us the opportunity to add a player onto your roster, like it or not. It gives you the opportunity to go out and scout a player in the community or add a player in the community onto your roster, as long as you run that through the league. All of those roster issues have to be run through the league. It's very important you understand that. If you're going to drop a player or a player drops, we need to know immediately what happened, just so that we can assist your cause. And so that other coaches don't go, well, all of a sudden they have 7 guys, so they get to run the 7-guy rule, the 7-player rule, which has happened. And that creates controversy and it gets people talking. And what we don't want, nor do you, is that we're accused of allowing you to cheat. So this is a good way to have your own back. If you lose a player, you must report that to the league ASAP within the first day. Please, that's advisable for yourself and for us. No more than 9 players. Now, we have made exceptions for, teams that come in whole or whatever it might be. And I just want to let you know, yes, we have had teams of 10, but one of those players has to sit out every week. So if you've seen teams of 10 or if you've heard about us doing that, well, we do it for baseball teams and soccer teams and, entities where they don't want to break up the chemistry of a group. So we do allow them to carry 10, but we make them have to play 9 on that week where one sits out. And we do monitor that. So just an FYI for you. All players must play a minimum 3 out of the 4 quarters. Everyone sits 1 full quarter. Substitutions are allowed at the quarter breaks unless there is an injury or a 9-player rotation. Thank you.